Boom. So, firstly, let's talk about the gun of this tank. So, this tank, it has 3 guns. Hold on! Oh my god, earthquake! Earthquake. Alright, I'm still alive. Well, earthquake is pretty common in Taiwan, so we kind of get used to it, but that's a big one. Right. Okay, let's get back to 53 TP. You have 3 guns, right? You have one 105mm, then two 122mm. Whoa, take a look at the gun caliber there. It seems to have some juicy gun there. Alright, firstly, the 105mm is exactly the top gun, the same as the top gun of the 45 TP. That is already an amazing gun for tier 7. I don't think it's gonna be that bad playing this vehicle stock. For tier 8, that should be nice. And now you have the 122, the upgraded 122mm D25T. That name is really close to the IS gun, right? Let me check it out. I want to know. To the IS has like D4S or something like that. D25T is exactly the same gun as the IS. It's the IS gun. So the 53 TP with this gun is actually exactly the same gun as IS gun. So and then you have the top gun of your previous tier, and then you have your gun, which is the 122mm VIII 53. Alright. And obviously look at the stat of the gun. This one, even though it has bigger alpha than that one, it doesn't have the penetration, because it's meant to be tier 7 gun, right? And this one, you have bigger alpha at 420, very juicy one. You also have the amazing penetration, the 218, the stock one, and 245 penetration for the premium round. I would say 245 premium is not going to be amazing, but it should work for the close range combat. DPM is also not bad, and accuracy is very acceptable. So yeah, obviously you go for the 122 WZ53, which is going to be the last gun that you're going to get here. Alright, so you have the turret as well, and it's no brain, you have to upgrade it, like more armor, more view range, and probably gonna enhance your gun aspect as well. You have the stock 45 TP gun, it should be okay current experience there. You aim for the 122mm WZ53. So the first thing you can upgrade is going to be the turret. However, you cannot upgrade it right away. You have to upgrade the tracks first on this vehicle. So that's the important thing on this vehicle. It's going to be a little bit harder to upgrade there. So free experience if you can. But because I feel like the 105mm is not that horrible, maybe you don't have to free experience it right away if you don't have a lot of free experience. So yeah, but you have to get the track first on this vehicle. That's the key there. So then after that you can get a turret, and then you're probably gonna get to research a 122mm D25T. The problem is, I don't think this gun is actually good enough for you to use. Yes, you have that upgraded alpha, but I think penetration is gonna be more important because that alpha is not that incredible. So I would suggest you should still keep the 105mm. And then get the 22 or 122 WZ 53 and equip this gun right away. So do not equip the D25T. I don't think it's that good. So after you get the top gun, then get the engines and radio. Your alpha 100 upgrade is very good for a tier. Penetration also upgrade, that is a good penetration there, right there, pretty nice one. Red fine drop down a bit, so your reload goes up a bit longer. So 8 degrees penetration still there is very cool, very nice accuracy, and more DPM. So more alpha, more penetration, more DPM is always a good sign of a nice gun. Survivability wise, whoa, so Your hull armor is definitely not gonna be the best, but your turret armor is pretty good, right? 210 with the Anglo turret as well. That's gonna be a stock turret. You're not gonna use that turret for long. So with a top turret, considering that every single tank at tier 8 has roughly the same penetration as you, this turret will hold up pretty well. So that's a big plus for the tank. Mobility wise, woo, you get a bit more top speed and reverse speed on this vehicle, 14 and 16 there, but then your specific power drop down from 16 to about 14, so you're gonna be, I guess, overall a bit slower, right, because that specific power is definitely very important. And you turn a bit slower as well, so you're gonna feel a bit chunkier on this vehicle. Consuming wise, it's not gonna be the best for sure. It's heavy tank, and woo, 20 more view range is very good. So now you can use coated optics to get to maximum spotting range if you want, which is obviously a nice feature. Equipment wise, so now equipment, I would suggest to go for the improved hunting for more tanky hit point. And then now, because you can use vertical stabilizer, you should use it. And you have to go for the gun rammer. So that should be the equipment on this vehicle. The thing is, if you hate using the improved hunting, which I don't think you should hate it, you can swap it off and then use the coated optics and be the spotting, have the view range as well when there maybe some open map that you want to use it. It could be the second slot too, but I think ultimately the improved hunting, vertical stabilizer, and gun rammer is gonna be the best equipment that you should go for on this vehicle. Alright, so let's take a look at this vehicle though. This vehicle, now with the top configuration, you obviously your weak point is gonna be the low plate right here, and the top part of the tank, the cupola there. It's not that big though, so when you use the gun depression, it's kind of it's gonna be pretty tricky one to hit. So try to use the gun depression, try to get the hull down. And also, because your weak point is off center, this means this vehicle is gonna be way weaker if you side scraping here on this side, right? Your side scraping on the left is gonna be a bit weaker because the enemy can be able to see your weak point first. Instead, you should try to side scraping to the right like this, then the enemy will not see your weak point first, so it's gonna be a little bit trickier for the enemy to go through this tank. Alright, so I guess that is all about this vehicle. Let's play it. 53 ton, right? That's a pretty good indicator, so you know my tank weight. And I can calculate should I ram the enemy quicker. Appetite eat fall shot unless you angle. Eat mean the shell gets in, right? Alright, let's take this vehicle to the heavy flank. So as you can see, this vehicle, I played the tank without vertical stabilizer, and I would say the accuracy is actually very acceptable. The speed of this tank is not the best for sure, as you can see. So you need to be careful on that. The reload time can be better with the gun rammer. About 12 seconds with the 420 alpha. I don't think you can go wrong with that. VIII. Oh. Is side scrape? I can shoot his engine deck. Ha! I'm not quite familiar with his armor though, so it'll take a while. They could cap and win. Where's your armor, Mr. VIII? Viper armor is actually weaker when you try to side scrape, because the back of the tank. So if you play the Viper, do not side scrape. Shoot your front towards the enemy, then hopefully they bounce off your lower plate, your lower plate. Because your weak point on the front is actually pretty small. So I think they have a lot more chance to hit you with the side scraping rather than you just shoot your tank around. Ugh. My friend is coming. Hold on. Can't just drive up. The old patch you can, the new. Now you cannot, so I don't have to care about that sharp filter. Oh. Oops. This tank gun is very good. And remember, I don't even use equipment. Over angle. Thank you, Progetto. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. Sorry, GS5, but I'm not gonna take the shot. No time to sit around. Hello there. Would you get to shoot him? Oh no. Well, 3 damage. 3,000, not 3 damage. 3,000. The fact that I can be able to get top damage, top experience, and comfortably play this vehicle without having equipment means that this vehicle is just absolutely amazing. This tank, it has armor. It has a weak point on top, but it's not easy to go through. This vehicle hull is also quite strong. Well, so you can use that, you can bounce the shells. Your gun is also amazing with a nice penetration, nice accuracy. I don't even have 100% loader. I don't even use vertical stabilizer. I can connect the shells in pretty reliably. Does that mean that I can just drop down the vertical stabilizer altogether and use something else? Maybe. I'm not quite sure about that. But, well, I think having vertical stabilizer is gonna be better anyway, so definitely use it if you can. And yeah, this tank is just overall amazing heavy tank. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable, pretty nice tank to play there. So I would say definitely worth keeping this tank to play for if you enjoy tier 8 heavy tank matchup. But then, well, tier 8, you're gonna have a lot of a premium tank to choose from, to be your choice. But I would say this vehicle is one of the best. No premium tank can take this tank place. So if you love this vehicle, definitely worth keeping this vehicle to enjoy the gameplay. And yeah, that's all. Pretty good one. And worth playing this vehicle to grind for the tier 9. You don't have to free experience tier 9 at all. Cool. Very cool tank.